Alicia.
Guys, I got it. Julie, can you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Fort Lee Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published on June 28, 2023, and posted on the district website at www.flboe.com, published in the board's designated online newspapers, the Record and the Star Ledger, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Fort Lee, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and may be broadcasted on local TV and online at a future date. The Open Public Meeting Act allows for remote participation at board meetings and defines the word meeting as any gathering, whether corporal or by means of communication equipment, which is attended by or open to all of the members of a public body, held with the intent on the part of the members of the body present to discuss or act as a unit upon the specific public business of that body. May we please have roll call?
Ms. Shell.
Here.
Mrs. Curry. Here. Dr. Gopinopoulos is absent. Mr. Knight.
Here.
Ms. Morel.
Here.
Mrs. Richter is absent. Mr. Rubino.
Here.
Ms. Stasu.
Here.
Ms. Colback.
Here. To discuss legal, personnel, and other confidential matters. The board will reconvene into public session at approximately 7:30 p.m. tonight. May I have a motion to go into executive session?
Second.
Motion Curry, second Morel, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So,
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon.
No one can hear on that.
There seems to be an audio problem.
Oh, they hear now.
Okay. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Fort Lee Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published on June 28, 2023, and posted on the district website at www.flboe.com, published in the board's designated online newspaper, the Record and the Star Ledger, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Fort Lee, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and may be broadcast on local TV and online at a future date. The Open Public Meeting Act allows for remote participation at board meetings and defines the word meeting as any gathering, whether corporal or by means of communication equipment, which is attended by or open to all of the members of a public body, held with the intent on the part of the members of the body present to discuss or act as a unit upon the specific public business of that body. May we please have roll call?
Ms. Shell.
Here.
Mrs. Curry.
Here.
Dr. Gopinopoulos is absent. Mr. Knight.
Here.
Ms. Morel.
Here.
Mrs. Richter is absent. Mr. Rubino.
Here.
Ms. Stasu.
Here.
Ms. Colback.
Here. The board convened executive session tonight at 6:30 p.m. to discuss legal, personnel, and other confidential matters. Dr. Kravitz, will you begin by sharing the superintendent's report?
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Colback.
Thank you, Ms. Colback. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. I would just like to remind everyone, our HIV report, we had 3 founded and 9 unfounded. We conducted our November 2023 fire and security drills, our bus drills. we are very proud to welcome two of our high school students tonight to speak about our high school activities. So please introduce yourselves and tell us what's going on.
Good evening, my name is Tessa Lee. I'm a senior at Fort Lee High School and I'm the student body co-president.
Good evening, my name is Kate Eno. I'm a junior in Fort Lee High School and I'm the treasurer of Fort Lee High School.
On December 3rd, Fort Lee High School senior Dari Lukashenko won gold at the Junior Fencing World Cup in Antalya, Turkey.
Our very own star baritone, Gabriel Talapian, presented our country's national anthem at the request of our VFW on December 7th as a remembrance of the Pearl Harbor Day.
The following students from the honors choir: Lois Kwok, which is the #1 in the county for alto, Diane Suh, Sadhai Nunez, Gabe Talapian, Andrew Lee, Yui Oda, Karen Clark are named to the county choir. These students passed a rigorous audition and competed against hundreds of vocal students from high schools throughout Bergen County. They will be performing with the Bergen County Choir on Sunday, January 14th, 2024 at 3 p.m. at Bergenfield High School in Bergenfield, New Jersey.
Our student council helps collect gifts for the Fort Lee PDA that will be distributed to unprivileged children.
Our winter sports season started last week. Please check the schedule website and come out and support our teams.
The Interact Club has been collecting clothes to be donated to the women's shelter in Englewood.
The holiday concert will be held on Thursday, December 21st at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium.
On Friday, December 8th, the following students, Abigail Farron, Kayla Wong, and Lila Abdallah, helped to organize a blood drive under the guidance of Ms. Glynn. This day should approximately help 120 people in need.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to, as the holiday season approaches, wish everyone a wonderful, healthy winter break. Remind everyone this is the time of year we make our New Year's resolutions. I hope everyone's New Year's resolutions from last year have been successful. You've completed them all. But I'd like to make sure everyone spends some time resting. Sometimes our lives go by very quickly and we don't take the time to just breathe. I also would like to mention that it's been an absolute pleasure to work with three people sitting at the dais. Lisa Cho, Catherine Gaffanopoulos, and Julian Stashow. It has been my pleasure to work with all three of you for the past several years, and I'm very proud to say that you're part of our Fort Lee team, and I'm part of your team, so thank you very much. I think you're going to speak a little bit more about it, or you want me to, or I have.
No, that's fine.
to.
So, you both are the consummate board members, always, both of you, but Elisa, always so prepared, right down to the page 9 of the contract, so we can always count on you. But I too have had, enjoyed very much working with both of you. Our district is much better for your contributions, our students, and maybe one or both of you will come back at some point, but just on behalf of the board, we really appreciate all the time and effort and your insights and what you brought to the table for the district. And we wish you both, the best. We have a plaque for each of you, and they read, except for your years of service. Elisa, you have 6 years of service, and Julene, you have 3. And it says, in recognition of blank years of service to the Fort Lee Board of Education, your efforts and dedication as a board member have strengthened the bond between the community and the school. So I'll present one.
Lisa, get in there.
Let me take a picture for you.
No, I'll take the picture.
No, you get in the picture
All right,
too.
Chris, take it.
Why don't we have the entire board, come on.
Yeah.
I'll take the picture.
I can take the picture, yeah.
Yes.
We've got some here.
Robert.
Can you take this?
For the Board of Education and taking a whole
There you
thing,
go.
take a picture.
Thank you so much. Bittersweet moment. Thank you so much. So, in celebration,
On behalf of everyone, or?
Yes.
what do you mean, anyone is welcome, yeah, of course. Anyone is welcome to make some observations. We also have, for the public, you're welcome, we have a cake and some cookies and coffee, and you should, help yourself to them. Anyone else want to make some comments?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Lisa, 6 years have gone by very, very fast, and I always appreciate your dedication, especially to like the little stuff like that you bring up. It's was very helpful over the years. Now, Julene, it's another story. It's been a pleasure. We've been friends for many years. It just keeps getting stronger, and I know this is not the last we're going to hear from you, and I hope to see you back here very soon.
So I'm going to start with Elisa, because I remember when she first ran. And I have to say, you always bring so much to the table. You're a phenomenal researcher. Your questions make us think. A lot of times, I'm in awe of your questions. You have many of them. But you have always had the best interest of the district, the community, and the kids. And so, I just want to say thank you for all your dedication and all your time. You definitely, it's well deserved, and you did a fantastic job. So you did yourself proud. Jolene, it's been a pleasure serving with you. But on a personal note, I'm just going to say, I can't thank you enough. Jolene and I have gone through, in the last 2 years, basically started the same month, some personal issues that made a bond between us that's never going to be broken. She's had my back every step of the way. A lot of board members here have. But when you both go through something together, it's like a bond that you will always have. And I love you dearly. And I can't thank you enough for being there from the very bitter beginning to the amazing end. So, thank you so much, and you're going to be missed.
Anyone else?
And I think that
I know, but it's getting close, so. Well, I'm gonna allow the public, because I see some people here and I know why they're here, so we'll go a little bit out of order, because we're celebrating.
No, I'll go after.
Go ahead, Emily,
Emily?
okay,
I'll do it, okay.
great.
The mic's a little too tall for it.
Make sure you use the mic so we can all hear you, and
Okay.
give us your name and address.
My Bill's Bill Tome. I live in Coolidge Avenue, 377. And I just wanted to thank Jolene for her service, along with all the other board members. I know it's a thankless job, but you are the check and balances when it comes to running the school. And I wish you all well. I know you guys really enjoy your job.
Thank you so much.
I know that Catherine's not here. I don't want to leave her out. I really
That's true.
don't.
We
I don't want to
include
leave
her.
Catherine out. I gotta tell you, I never thought Catherine and I did a 360. And it was amazing that from the beginning to the end that I consider her a friend now. She when she spoke, I listened, because she always made her point so clear and validated so well that it was hard not to give it merit. It really was. And I think that her insight to a lot of things is going to be sorely missed.
So Catherine, if you're tuning in tonight, we want to include you in the big thank you, thank you, thank you. You had special abilities when it came to children, and given your occupation, the insights that you gave to us on too numerous of issues to really list, but we appreciate your service, and again, you will be very much missed on the board. So we have a couple of raised hands. So can we, they're not here on the agenda, it's here for this part of the meeting. Yes. Ella Ehrlich is the first one, that's Julene's daughter. I don't think she's looked at tonight's agenda. Okay.
Ella, I promoted you panelist.
Ella?
You know, mute your microphone.
Hi, can I speak?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Ella.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm here with Jake. We live on Inwood Terrace, and we're calling on behalf of our amazing mom, Julene, who has been on the board for the past few years, and before that has worked tirelessly for this district since I was in kindergarten. Fort Lee is very blessed to have someone as dedicated as you, and I know that I speak for both myself, my brother, and just everyone in Fort Lee when I say how proud of you I am and how grateful I am for all that you have done to make our experience in the Fort Lee School District the very best that it could be. And I know that we both know that there are so many more great things to come for you, and we're very happy to have you back at home, and congratulations.
I want to hear from Jake.
I like the sweater.
Come on, Jake, open your mouth.
Congratulations.
Thank you, I love you, I'll be home soon.
Jake, you set it up.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations on Cornell.
Stephanie?
Stephanie, I promoted you to panelist. Feel free to unmute your microphone.
Stephanie, you're muted.
I'm unmuted. I just wanted to thank the board members so much for all they've done. I know Elise has been there 6 years. I think my kids were starting middle school. She always showed up. She always checked all the numbers and made sure that things were really in the favor for the children of the school. So I want to say thank you for that. And to Julene, just the friendship that I have with her and have grown to love her, and just to get that response from your children, Julene. I know nothing is more important to you than those two kids. So thank you for all the work, for the time that, yes, it is a thankless job. And yes, there are parents that are always calling things to order, but you both have served diligently. And it's an honor to have people that are so dedicated to the kids of Fort Lee and who want to make Fort Lee the best town to live in. And the schools play a huge role in that. So thank you so much. And congratulations to your daughter on Cornell. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Mike, also, you've been promoted to panelist.
Paula, do I still get my 3 minutes for the agenda, or are you going to cut me?
Yes.
You get 2 minutes, Mickey.
I gotta watch Paula. Paula's really tight on my time. Anyway, I want to thank Catherine for her time on the board. Listen, I've been on there. I know it's a very thankless position, and I just want to say thank you to Catherine and Elisa. 6 years. I'm sure you've been through a lot of wars in there, and I just want to say thank you for all the time you've committed there through the 6 years. of your time here, and you made our school district a much better place. And you always want to always look at it from the time you start until the time you leave. Are you leaving in a much better place? And at least I can honestly say you are. And thank you for your time for these 6 years. Next, I got brain fog today with the weather, so I'm a little slow. Julene, wins and losses will never define a person of who they are. And what I've learned about you this past couple of months is that really you are a leader. You came through the tough moments and you battled through the toughest decisions, and you stood always by the student over sometimes even your own personal beliefs. So you'd never be defined by a loss, Julene, because in this town you are a leader. All right? Peace out.
Thank you,
All right?
Mickey.
And I'll see you back in I get 3 minutes, right, Paula?
Yes, come on.
Do you?
First time we've seen him indoors, right?
What's that?
It's nice to see him indoors for a change.
Jean, you've been promoted to panelist.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you, Jean.
Hi. First off, I'd like to thank the departing board members for all your time and service. Catherine, Alyssa, and Julene, you guys are, yes, it's a thankless job A to Z, and you guys are there for the kids, and we thank you so much for it. And then also special thanks on behalf of Fort Lee Boys Basketball to Julene, who's also a board member of the basketball league that we run. We're up to over 500 kids from the Fort Lee community participating this year. We have 31 teams, a second grade clinic, and Julene has been an integral part in growing the program. So special thanks to Julene for that and all the times you've gone to bat for us with the board, with the district, to making things happen. So big thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, thanks, Jean.
Okay.
We have the Kang family. You've been promoted to panelist.
Yep, I got it.
Hello.
Hi, this is Tanya. And the only thing that could keep me from being there is stupid flu. 102 temperature. This is no fun. I want to be there so bad to give everyone a hug and say how much I appreciate everyone. Elise, thank you, Elisa, for trying to be nice to me when I was on the board, trying to be supportive and ask all the hard questions. Going through things with a fine-tooth comb. I do appreciate it. I think I've mentioned that several times at meetings. Thank you for your time. I know it's an easy place to sit. But Julene, my heart breaks because I started this one with you, and you better come back. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Is my internet working?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Thank you for fighting to open the schools for COVID when they had the children locked at home and they wouldn't open the doors. And you sat on the meetings hours and hours with me. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for always going for the kids. Always. Always. Every time you vote, you always put the kids into it. And that I appreciate because that's what it's always about, are the kids. And I'm going to miss you, but you're going to come back. And you've done a fantastic job. You're strong, and I couldn't ask for anybody. I mean, I started the journey with you. You got me into this, and you better be coming to the meetings just like I do.
I love you. I love you so much. Thank you.
You take care of yourself. I'll see you soon.
Yes, you
Thank
will.
you, Tanya.
Ms. Kesha? Ms. Kesha, I've been promoted to panelist. Feel free to unmute your microphone. We'll move on to Michelle Perez. Oh.
Okay, you got two up there, Jason. So maybe. So Michelle, hold on. Someone was in front of you, but we'll just keep you up on the screen.
She might be for agenda later.
You're muted.
Ms. Kesha, your microphone is muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you want me to speak or do you want me to wait?
So are you speaking about the departing Board of Education members that we're celebrating tonight, or the agenda?
No, no.
So there will be an opportunity. We'll have our normal time to speak about agenda or any other matters a little bit later.
Okay, I'll be on hold.
I
Thank you.
apologize.
No, it's okay.
Unmute Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle, if you want to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great. Hi.
Hi.
I'm joining the Love Fest. Thank you to Julene and Catherine and Elisa. And for the battle over the past few months, I appreciate all of it. Everyone having an opinion about the kids and what we should do for our children. I don't mean to call out one over the other. It's just that 6 years ago, Elisa ran, and when she went to the debate, when we had those, she said something that has always stuck with me, that in Korean, when you talk about children, it's our children. And I love that. And I love that everyone who serves feels that all of the children, all of our students are something to be valued. And so whoever stays, whoever goes, going forward, that stays, that's a consistent value that we share in this town. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Victoria, you've been promoted to panelist.
Hello. Hi, this is Victoria, and I really thank you, all three board members for your hard work. I just didn't know the results, so I didn't know Julian. I somehow I thought Julian was reelected, so I was very shocked now. So, anyways. Thank you, everyone, for your hard work, and I especially called for Elisa. Elisa was working as a KPAC liaison, and she's been a great help. So I really appreciate. I was very impressed about the amount of knowledge and about the Board of Education and how things work, and I really thank you. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amy KT, you've been promoted to panelist.
Good evening.
Hi, we can hear you, Amy.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. I want to thank all the board members for your work over the last year. Specifically, I want to thank Julene and Catherine, as well as Elissa, for the three of you who served on the board from 1 to 6 years. Julene, I love your passion, your just your fervor, conviction about what you believe is the right thing for the children is remarkable, and it's felt by myself and felt by many in the community. We thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Your children are testimony of what we all want to, strive to be to our children, which is a role model. So thank you. Alyssa, thank you for your service over 6 years. You are meticulous. You're just one of the most hardworking people I know. So thank you for all your hard work, and you inspire us. You inspire many others in the district. Thank you for your work.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
Hi, everyone. There's so much I want to say. I'm going to try to be as succinct as I can. First and foremost, I want to thank my family for allowing me to do this, for sharing me with the community. I want to thank Ella and Jake for always being there for me on days when I came home at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. from negotiations. You never blinked. You always supported me, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank this entire board for lifting me up and making me a better person. Even the people that I didn't always agree with, I learned from you, and I so appreciate that. Dr. Kravitz, Diane, the entire central office. There are no words. I feel such a closeness to you that I know we'll be friends forever. The supervisors, the principals, the teachers, the custodians, the aides, the substitutes, the lunch aides, everybody who has embraced me in this district. I will never forget anything that you've done for me or my children. I am here for one reason, the children. That's it. I don't have 2 kids. I have thousands of kids. Most of them know it. Some I know more than others, but it's the driving force why I ran. And when I started 15 years ago in the PTA at school too, I never dreamed that I would become this active, and it has just been an absolute gift to serve you all. To the parents who have stood by me and supported me, I have made such amazing friends in this town. To the community, the mayor, the council, everyone who's embraced me. Did I forget anyone? Our attorney, Lester, who couldn't be here tonight, my friend over here, and I'm not going anywhere. I will never, ever stop fighting for the kids of this town, or the teachers, or the parents. You know where to find me. When one door closes, something better always opens. So you will see me, and I will continue to serve the community, and I want to thank you all. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
I guess we're back. Anyone else? Okay. Back to our agenda. Do we have any committee reports? Hearing none. Do board members have questions or comments on tonight's agenda or any other topic?
I do have a few questions, sorry, in true Elisa fashion.
It would not be a normal evening, Elisa.
First thing is 2 CUR. It looks like there's a first portion of that missing. So maybe we want to amend that wording, and I'm sorry to get to email you prior to this.
So 2 CUR?
Yep, it looks like it's missing, therefore be it resolved, and whatever the other jargon is that needs to be there.
So the lead-in for 2 CUR, I'm adding, therefore be it resolved that, and then the rest is there, the following out-of-district placements. Actually, it's therefore be it resolved that the Fort Lee Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves, and then the remainder is there.
And then Sure, and then actually, sorry, I have a couple more questions. 9F, regarding the removal and recycling of old equipment, I saw in there that there's some Chromebooks and whatnot. When students graduate, do we allow the students to either purchase the equipment?
That they rotate through, but I do not believe that they keep them and recycle them. Those are 4-year-old Chromebooks, so I don't think they keep them longer, but I'll get an answer for that.
Yeah, only because would it make sense then if, especially like a child graduates, instead of just recycling it into recycling plates, can that child take it with them then, you know, to keep? So just
I'm
food for thought.
under the impression that they hand them back in, and we tend to recycle them down to the low grade.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
If they're working, I don't know.
They're working, we either make repairs if we need to, if not, if they're workable, then we bring them down to the lower grade.
Okay, great. I did have another question. I didn't see the summer math on here, so if at some point, just if we can get that on there.
Wouldn't be a meeting without summer math.
Sure. Thank you.
I have just a comment I'd like to make about 6 CUR, about the Veolia community and providing instruction to kids. Given that corporation's horrible history in Flint, Michigan, and also the way that they handled the much lesser but also significant situation here in Fort Lee, I don't think it's appropriate that they use our school as a public relations tool. I think that they're extremely irresponsible in both the cases that I mentioned, and for that reason, I will be voting against it. I want to put that out there.
That was 3 CUR?
6 CUR.
6 CUR, so hold on, this is the water, Viola?
Yeah. So they were the company that was involved in the situation with the water in Flint, Michigan, but they're also a company that when there was a situation where our water was contaminated with fecal matter, Viola is the company that was responsible for the water situation in Flint, Michigan, but also a few years back when we had a situation with fecal matter in our public water system, that company refused to do anything as far as replacing filters or anything to protect the community. So for that reason, I think that we should vote against allowing them to use our first grade classroom as a public relations tool.
Okay. Anyone else? I want to thank the New Jersey Onuri Community Church. They're making a $4,000 donation to our Louis F. Cole Middle School. And I also would like to recognize Ms. Travato, who is retiring from School 1. That is Resolution 2P, and Margaret Ning, Resolution 3P, for over 20 years here in the Fort Lee School District. We appreciate your service, and you will be missed. I should have read earlier, we have 2 walk-in resolutions during private session today. We had 2 residency appeals. The first resolution will be 4B, and it reads as follows. Therefore be it resolved that the Fort Lee Board of Education hereby permits the following non-resident student to continue enrollment at the Fort Lee Public Schools and waives tuition costs for the 2023-2024 school year. And that student ID number is 6439501372, Louis F. Cole Middle School, grade 7. And resolution 5B reads as follows. Therefore be it resolved that the Fort Lee Board of Education hereby disenrolls the following non-resident student from the Fort Lee Public Schools, and that student ID number is 6260809321, a 9th grader at the Fort Lee High School. Anyone else have any comments?
Sorry, just one other question regarding, I don't think it's on the agenda or anything like that, but I believe parents received correspondence from Thompsonian in elementary school regarding early or pre-ordering now for students. So can we just talk about the logistics of that? Because I just want to make sure that kids who didn't pre-order or have parents pay for it, they're still going to have lunch offered to them and not go hungry.
That's why we're sending all the notices home. Actually, we're only sending out twice a week, because starting January 2nd, when they come back, all the elementary schools have to be pre-ordered online. So we actually sent the notification out, I think it was in 6 languages total, so that all the parents have ample time in order to get an account online and to place the order.
So if they don't have it set up though, then what kind of protocol would be there for them? Would they get refused meals? I imagine not, so.
We can't refuse anybody a meal, but
Right.
You're gonna have to start ordering online, so if they need any help, they can contact, the board office, and we'd be more than happy to help and get it all set up. I think there'll be a couple of kinks to begin with, but that's why we're gonna keep sending out the notices so that everybody is well aware of the change. Thank you.
So may I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Motion Morel, second Knight, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We will first hear from any members of the public that are physically located here at the cafetorium tonight. Then we will take questions and comments from those participating remotely. For remote public participants, please select the raised hand button. Our district technology coordinator, Mr. Ruggiero, will recognize each community member in the order of the raised hands by lowering the hand. Please then unmute your microphone and state your name and home address for the record and begin your comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any members of the public here in the cafetorium tonight who wish to make a public comment? If so, please approach the podium and identify yourself. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, tap, I think it's on. Yeah, good.
Okay, do you hear me?
We can.
Okay, my name is Boris Stiskin. I live in One Horizon building 1. And my daughters, I have 2 daughters. One goes to public school number 1. One goes here. She's in 6th grade. A few weeks ago, it was a parent-teacher conference, right? So I was waiting for the teacher. While sitting and waiting for the teacher, I've noticed stickers on the classroom doors, and they say "Safe Space for All." And those stickers are brought by GLSEN organization, and I got curious what this organization is.
Could you repeat those letters again? JLS.
It's a GLSEN. GLSEN.org.
GLSEN.org.
That's correct.
Okay.
Do you guys know what this organization is?
No.
No, okay. So this is a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and Q and other words organization that advocates or rather indoctrinates or help to indoctrinate our children. Okay. A few years ago, I remember that parents had an option to opt out from health education curriculum, something like that. Okay, so those parents who are okay with indoctrination of their kids, they can send those kids to this class. The parents who think that there are only 2 genders, that man cannot become a woman, and the other way around, that everyone is equal, they had an option to opt out, and my family opted out. And lots of families opted out. It was a vote, so the majority of the parents were listened to, and this option granted. So now, years later, I see that this organization is in the school, is in the public school. How they got there, I don't know. If you guys not sure what this organization is, I don't know who sponsors this organization, why they're in school, why they indoctrinating our children. You should look into it. I went to the website of this organization. It's horrible. They teach absolutely no values. It's all about sex and sexualization of our children. Nothing else. Nothing else. If you read the list of books that this organization recommends, I thought it's kind of Ku Klux Klan type of books. I'll give you an example. White Privilege Toolkit, Understanding Race and Privilege, 9 things every educator needs to know when teaching Black students. Are Black students different than anyone else?
I didn't hear. Okay, sir.
Why are you guys dividing people in the black, white, this sexual orientation, that sexual, it's wrong, we're all equal.
So the 3 minutes is up and I'll let the
Okay.
superintendent, but we appreciate
Very
your
good.
comments.
Thank you for your comment. So for what you said, we're going to look into it, find out where they are in the school and what's going on, and we'll get you an answer.
Well, the stickers are there. I was talking to a principal. They told me, well, those people are not there. That's why we're not doing anything to the children. Children are curious. They're going to look it up. I want them to be confused about the gender identity, what is non-binary. I saw the pronouns of people who involved in this. One person is them.
Well,
Those people shouldn't be around children.
We want to get some information and we'll get back to you, absolutely.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir? I'm sorry.
Boris.
My name is Boris Stiskin.
Stizia?
Stiskin. My name is Boris Stiskin, and I live in Horizon.
How do you spell your last name?
STISKIN. Because the idea was to
We understand your point.
Okay,
We have.
so please don't sneak out behind the parents' back. You should be transparent. Parents should know what's going on. Because what else? Maybe something is in the library
We
that they shouldn't
appreciate
be
it.
reading.
Thank you. Stephanie, yeah, okay.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Kotoyanis.
Steph.
Wordly, can you hear me? You can't hear me? That's a shocker.
That's the first time. First time for everything, it's first time.
So I've been thinking about the issues a lot because there was so much vitriol during this past season. And I started reaching out to different lawyers trying to figure out what we can do, because there's obviously a very large group of parents who want to protect their smaller children, which seems to be really the real issue for parents, younger children, not high schoolers, from all of the issues that are arising from trying to force DEI, LGBTQIA+++ on K through, let's say, 6th graders. So there's an attorney, Michael Yoder, and I come to this so that parents who want to look up things. The Denver public schools have just been sued after admitting to discriminating against heterosexual students. DPS officials have engaged in blatant viewpoint discrimination and silent speech and the expression of other views that do not differ from their own. But students do not shed free speech rights at the schoolhouse gate, Tinker v. Des Moines. And this case will serve as a reminder that the government, which includes public schools, cannot prescribe what shall be orthodox in politics, nationalism, religion, or other matters of opinion. That was West Virginia State Board of Ed versus Barnett. So there are lawyers picking up these cases, and there's a lawyer in New York City who's picking this up. So basically, if you are going to have LGBTQIA flags present on the property, you also have to have a heterosexual flag present on the property, because this is considered viewpoint discrimination from the school. No one really brings up the point because everyone's kind of kind to other people that have difference of opinion, but it feels like the matter's really being shoved down the throats of younger kids. And I think that this is where all the contention's coming from in our town, because for me, as a New Yorker, we've kind of always gotten along. And I looked up this organization, Gleason. It's very troubling, the reading list that they have there. So if it's on a sticker in the school and children are curious, they look up things. So this could become a problem or an issue maybe. Maybe it's as simple as taking the sticker down. It doesn't have to be like a federal offense. For me, I noticed that my daughter in certain classes would change the things she wrote to kind of fit in. And she said to me something the other day that really made me very upset. She said, "Mom, I know this teacher's political viewpoints, so I write my papers one way. And I know this teacher's political viewpoints, so I changed because I want an A in my class." And I really don't think this should be the case. Obviously, I'm an independent, more towards the conservative side, but I don't think that children should feel the pressure in high school to try to please their teachers' political opinions. This should be the last thing that's happening in our schools. So I just wanted to bring it before the board. Maybe there's a talk that could happen, but you know, teachers should just be there to teach a subject and not indoctrinate a child. Nobody would like if I went and tried to convert everyone to Christianity and, you know, oh, you're this, you've got to change. No one would like that for their child. So I just think, let's teach the subjects. Let's do what we're meant to do, and let's leave the other things behind, because there's so much that we do agree on that we don't have to fight. So those are just my point.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
What's your music though?
Thank you.
I was like, who's
Trying to get a
music?
little bit more.
It's almost like the Academy Awards, right?
Okay, do we have any
Like
raised
Kanye's
hands?
stuff.
We do.
What?
Mickey Osso is back.
Yes, Michael Osso, you've been promoted
Oh,
to
they
panelist.
play music when you stop talking.
Trying to make it instead of just.
Yes.
Paul, am I on the clock?
Yes.
3 minutes, right, Paula? Okay.
There you go. Don't waste it.
All right, I'm not. Question, is policy 9240 still in effect here in Fort Lee?
Give me the label.
Rights of parents. It's policy number 9240. Is it still in effect?
I have to go to the website and see. Do you see it on when you go to policy?
I pulled it from the website. So I'm
If it's on there, it's still in effect.
okay. If you read the first two paragraphs to this policy, which says rights of parents, it basically says that the parents have the right to access records and everything that's going on with their children in their schools. You can read the first two paragraphs. It is clear as day. All right. If this is still in effect, and this is paramount to the representation of parents for the well-being, because the parents are the ultimate responsibility of their children, the well-being of their children, correct? Right? We could all agree on that. That means there's no other way but we have to start to think about rescinding policy 5756. Because 5756 has to do with Title IX, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct? Yes?
Yes.
Policy 5756 is in accordance to Title IX, correct?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes. In Title IX, it identifies the sex of the child. Sex. The definition of the sex is the biological. Right? It's biological. That's what's in Title IX. That's what was crafted in 1972, correct? So I think as the new year starts, this board has to do what's right for the parents, regardless if they agree with it or not. Policy 9240 specifically and clearly states that the parents have the ultimate care of their child, and they have every right to know exactly what is going on with their children in their schools. So then I would ask, starting next year at the next board meeting, the beginning of the rescission of policy 5756.
Okay. Position is noted, 5756.
Thank you. Everybody.
David Liu, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. 3 minutes. David Liu.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. My name is David Liu. You need my address, right?
Yes.
Okay, 2160 Center Avenue, 2K, Fort Lee. So I'm a parent of a special needs kid. And after being in this SEPIC meeting the last few times, it seems like the parents are searching for more community service for our kids. Doesn't seem like there's any in Fort Lee. So I'm trying to raise the question of how we could provide more services for the special needs kids when they're not at school. Because I know, IDEA maybe not be part of it, but ADA compliance, in terms of non-academic extracurriculars need to be complied. So, I like to address this with the board and with the community. Also, I understand that these kids require a lot of attention and a lot of cost, right? So I understand that as a parent, as a taxpayer. So I've been looking into different providers like in the community to see what they could offer, and I've been looking around and it seems like there's one that is interested. And the one thing is also it's definitely it's hard to provide for these kids because of the cost. That's the definition answer, because they require a lot more attention and more services. So one question I'm trying to address is that maybe for these kids, because they have to be reimbursed by medical service, like Medicaid has to reimburse them, right? But why not also set up something like a nonprofit or a foundation that would reimburse for these providers for non-medical things like administrative, so that so that it's able to meet the cost of these services that are for these specialized students in Fort Lee. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liu, for your comment.
Margarita Vigodner, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Margarita Vigodner, and I'm from 5 Victoria Place, Fort Lee. So I joined late, so I just first of all wanted to say thank you to Julene. I know it's her last meeting, and I want personally to thank her for everything she did for the district. Personally, when I had questions or concerns, I could always email her, and she would find answers for me regarding some school issues, and so I'm very thankful to her. I also feel like she was a good combination of always being on the side of the science and inclusion, but at the same time, when it went too far and it didn't make sense. She always stood her ground, and I hope maybe she will run again, but also I hope that the other members will do the same in the future. Be on the side of the science, be on the side of inclusion, but also when it doesn't make sense, stand your ground, regardless of what other districts do. And I also have another question. So thank you so much, Julian. And also, I have also a question, given the situation of, in the country. I wonder if there are any plans, or maybe it's in the program in our schools, to have some kind of training about anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and any type of hate. Because it looks like maybe our students can be confused when the freedom of speech and hate speech can be very confusing to our students, because the chairs of the Ivy Leagues are not capable to condemn calls for Jewish genocide. So I wonder if there are any plans to do some kind of training regarding different types of hate speech or hate toward any nation or religion. And I also wonder how much of Holocaust studies are actually covered in school. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much for the comments. We do teach in parts of our curriculum about genocide. We speak about a lot of the different cultures. And anytime there's a question, I recommend that you always reach out to your teacher. But we do have embedded in the curriculum, as defined by the state of New Jersey, some of the topics that you mentioned, as well as we do specific programs for bullying and speech, about how we speak to one another, depending on the grade level. So it's something that we're always addressing. We always look for other programs, and we'll work with the building level principals to create those programs. So thank you.
Ms. Kesha, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes. Ms. Kesha?
Good evening. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Saya. I have a child in intermediate school. When we had a meeting on November 29, 2023 with the teachers, I noticed that in the hallways where the kids go up and down the stairs, they need blinds. If I raised the issue with the principal, and she said that it's an issue that should be brought to Ernie Zabel, the director of the school grounds. Is he in the meeting? Is he in the meeting? I can't hear.
Did you say blinds in the interview?
But we're having a hard time understanding. Did you say something about blinds?
The curtains?
Yes, yes,
Like
there
on the
are window shades. There are needed window shades on the hallway because
Yes,
kids
okay, the
go up and
blinds
down
on
the
the
stairs.
windows. Keep going.
Yes. So if there is a way you can use some of the sun, utilize some of the funds to get window shades there, because when the kids go up and down, the sun is blinding them. Then the other thing is when we have meetings with teachers, it's only 10 minutes with at least 130 minutes. And we want the teachers to get paid for those, and an extra 3 hours in the afternoons when they correct the exams and they deal with preparation for the next day, they should be paid too. The other thing is that I also agree with Mr. Boris, which I don't know him, but he spoke here tonight. Those agendas, we need them removed. I actually have sent messages to the president and to the governors, the senators, assemblymen, assemblywomen. We want them out of the schools. We do not promote sodomy. We do not celebrate it. And we do not celebrate anyone doing any wrongdoings neither. Principles of Bible, Quran, and Torah should be coming in the schools. Please bring them on. Extra curriculum in the curriculum, bring the religion on. We're not going to raise animals. We want our kids to be, based upon the main good, well-intended principles that the Almighty Lord created us to be. Reporting stuff. Please tell the teachers to report stuff. I've seen Paul right before 6-7 Stillwell Avenue with cables and wires hanging all over. I had to report to the Board of Public Utilities. But what strikes me is how come these teachers don't say anything? The principal's not saying anything. The other parents, the police is there every morning. They're not saying anything. Just tell them to, hey, you saw something wrong, report it. You saw something wrong, try to fix it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Howard Lipoff, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
And hello, I'm Howard Lipoff. I live at 161 Main Street in Little Falls, and I'm a teacher at the Lewis F. Cole Intermediate School, and I'm the treasurer of the Fort Lee Education Association. My question is for you, Dr. Kravitz. There was one of the board members a little earlier tonight mentioned his disagreement with 6CUR. He mentioned, and this is all news to me, that this company Veolia, who's supposedly going to teach children about the value of clean water, was involved with that scandal, lead being in water in Flint. And I'm always apprehensive about private corporations coming into schools and maybe trying to do as public relations and look good. So I want to know, Dr. Kravitz, why is this company doing this? Well, what value is it for them to be providing information or workshops for free for the students? Who's going to be running this? Are they teachers that are hired by the company? And since we have a board member showing what seemed to be strong opposition, maybe it would, I'm asking you, do you think maybe delaying this so that there could be more information before having a vote, which is scheduled for tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Lipoff. So usually we get our requests for these programs from the building level, building principals. As you know, it's the will of the board, so the will of the board could say to table, they could say no. They have that ability, which is following what I believe truly supporting the local administrator in every building, if this is what they had chosen. If the board deems that this would be appropriate, then we can go back and ask that building level administrator to support some data as to why that was chosen. But as far as an agenda item, it would be voted down or tabled as recommended by the board. Thank you.
And thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thanks.
Michelle Perez, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, Michelle Perez, 555 North Avenue. I actually have 2 quick questions about stuff that's actually on the agenda. I don't even know if you can answer it. I'm just asking anyway. So for 3B, about the $250,000, where does that money come from in our budget, and do we have it? And just in case you don't want to answer that or just want to have everything up front, Margaret Ng has been the secretary at school too, and she's a lovely human being. And I just wanted to say on record, thank you for all of her service, and the fights she's had with her health have been astounding. So it's just been lovely to have known her for all these years. I'm sure Julene could speak to that as well. all of us at school too really, really love her. So those are my two questions. Well, those are my two comments.
So the second one, Margaret Engine is a very special person who worked in the district for me. I'm proud to say that I worked with her. I think she was fantastic. Way after day, would say the same, and anyone who knows this board who knows Ms. NG she was spectacular. As far as your other question, I pose that to the board president, unless you want to.
So the 250,000 is not coming out of our operating budget. The board had insurance for situations like this, and the carrier participated in a mediation, and it will be paid by insurance.
Kang family, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record.
So don't say anything.
You have
Hi,
3
my
minutes.
name is Tanya Kang. I live at 275 Tom Hunter Road. You guys already saw that I look like I'm dying, so I'm not going to go on there and give you that. So I also would like to just echo what Casey Knight and Mr. Lipoff said about the Viola. Yes, they were the water providers in Flint, Michigan. And yes, they are the water providers that are now all over Hudson County and also taking over Bergen County. So I appreciate them both speaking up on that. I would like to say about Judy Travato from school number 1. What a beautiful human being she is. What great knowledge she's brought to the students in the classroom. And what it was to be able to have her for all the years. I hate to see so many people leaving. And I hope that we are able to fill the spots with people who have the same heart, spirit, and values that the people that are leaving have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no more raised hands, may I have a motion to close the floor to the public?
Motion.
Motion, Rubino, second, Stasu, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Before we move on to the resolutions, is there anyone who would want to make a motion to table 6 CUR to obtain additional information on that?
Motion. Second.
Okay, so we're voting on tabling 6 CUR to get additional information from the building level. I guess that would be school 4. All in,
Or just to say.
table to get additional information on. I understand your position will be the same, but I don't know whether there are alternatives or.
Actually, just speaking on that, it looks like Montclair Rucker, they have some programs too for water science as well as the NJDEP, so perhaps we can have them.
So there might be an alternative.
Right, so if you want to vote no, you can vote no. I mean, you can make a motion.
Rutgers, Montclair, and
If people
NJDEP.
want more information,
to vote
I'm happy
no.
to pay for it.
Yeah.
Make a motion to vote no.
So you can just vote no. Yeah.
So the motion,
You could vote. You could just vote no.
the motion before the board right now, though, which was made and seconded, is a motion to table 6 CUR.
I'm gonna take that back. I'm sorry, I didn't understand, and I'm gonna just leave it.
Okay,
I do my.
so you're withdrawing the motion?
Yes,
I second it.
But you're withdrawing your motion?
yes, I am.
Okay. Anyone else want to make a motion to table 6 CUR? Okay. Let's move on then and approve. May I have a motion to approve items 1B through 5B?
Motion.
Motion Morel, would someone second?
Second.
Curry, second by Curry. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joe?
Yes, except no on 4B.
Mrs. Curry? Yes. Mr. Knight?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Ms. Stasu?
Yes, except no on 4B.
Ms. Colback?
Yes. Back to Mr. Rubino.
Yes on all of them, 4B, no.
May I have a motion to approve items 1, CUR through 6 CUR.
Motion.
Motion Morel, may I have a second? Second Curry. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cho? So it's two CUR is amended, or it's just two CUR?
C, 6 CUR is,
Amended as the language.
2 CUR has the following language at the beginning. Therefore be it resolved that the Fort Lee Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves, and the remainder is there.
Yes, except 6 CUR, I say no.
So 6 you said no, right?
Yes.
6 CUR, no.
What's going on, 6 CUR?
Mrs. Curry? Yes, with the exception of 6 CUR, I don't know. Mr. Knight?
Yes, with the exception of 6 CUR, which I don't know.
Ms. Morel?
Yes, except I'm saying no to 6 CUR.
Mr. Rubino?
No on 6 CUR, yes on the rest of them.
Ms. Saxon?
No on 6 CUR, but yes for the rest.
And Ms. Fuller?
And the same. No to 6 CUR, yes for the remainder. May I have a motion to approve items 1F through 15F?
Motion.
Motion Curry, second Morel. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Mrs. Curry? Yes. Mr. Knight?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes.
Mrs. Fuller?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve items 1P through 14P?
Motion.
Second.
Motion Morel, second Curry. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cho?
Yes, but I accept with regret on the retirements.
Mrs. Curry? Yes. Mr. Knight?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
Yes, and again, I accept with regret Margaret's retirement and wish everybody good luck.
And Ms. Fuller?
Yes. Moving on. Is there any old business?
Can I just have two comments? I'm sorry.
Yes, of course. I'll give you the floor for the rest of the night.
It's old, I guess, but thank you for putting the agenda on the website. So I see that you can actually access the website or the agenda now from the notification for the meeting. And then is there a way to get the dates for the publishings of each announcement? Because I know we don't want to be flooding everyone's inbox with the emails and the announcements of everything that's going on, but things like the food bank and the drum circle and Girl Scouts were in there, but I don't think I ever received emails on those correspondences. And sometimes when you're back at the website, you don't know if it's old news or current news. So if there's a way to have like a timestamp on whatever is there, I think it would be beneficial. Thank you.
Is there any new business?
Yes. I just want to say that I've been on the board now with Elisa 6 years. She's asked at least 50,000 questions in those 6 years.
That's an understatement.
Okay, that probably is. I'm giving it to her. But how apropos is it that on your last meeting, the question you asked, I had the answer for with the Chromebooks. Gotta love it.
So on new business, the board is now aware that the district is looking into transitioning at some point to block scheduling. And I told, based on my conversation with you, that there's a group, I think your number was 25, that are visiting other schools. And so the board, if we could get some type of update where we are in the process, is it possible to have a board member part of that, the inquiry or whatever is being done? Is Renaissance, a consultant that we hired, involved in the block scheduling?
No, so from my understanding, the schedule concept has been discussed prior to my arrival. There was a conversation when I arrived.
Ancient history. I guess I should say, block scheduling to us is something that fits into the district strategic planning. And so,
And curriculum.
Holly, would.
I would like to set up a meeting,
So there's a group of 25 teachers who are discussing what, and start to see two out of a possible 4 or 5 districts. We're looking at just different kinds of schedules before we can say block is the right one. Before we know what times that would be, what that would look like.
Strategic planning, okay, you would think that that would have been like the first nut to crack before we started sending 25 people out to school. I'm just making an assumption. That's what you would have thought, that would have been a committee meeting to say this is what we would like to move forward with. I'm just guessing.
I mean, we started a conversation with teachers. We've had 2 tours of 2 different buildings, 2 different districts. You can, in strategic
Is it
planning.
possible to have a committee meeting about it?
Yeah, we can have a committee meeting.
I
know
say if we can
the-
set one
the
up,
block-
that would be great.
The block scheduling was actually, mentioned in a conversation, in a update to the board.
Well, it didn't actually say block scheduling.
December 8th actually did.
December
That's
8th.
when I questioned.
I mean, we talked about block scheduling.
The last one was, I asked you, like, what is this? It's too.
I mean, I was on a committee way back when, when there was another superintendent and a supervisor of curriculum that was here, that brought this in, and there was a whole, open forum with parents.
Sure, that's what every program.
Remember?
We are in the
We
infancy
had it in
stage
the
of
high school
that.
media.
We don't even know, if 2 tours of buildings does not represent, it's something that we were discussing tonight.
I think 25 people doing anything is a pretty significant amount of something. So we'll have to agree to
I mean,
disagree.
we're getting subs for those people, right? So there's like a dollar amount attached to this.
So.
And Holly's recollection is that the last time that this was looked at, in order to transition to it, was a $2 million price tag. Now, I don't
Just
know.
to begin, it was back then, that's what he had mentioned. Because everybody was like a little shocked that was
So
just.
we don't have a lot of, that's why we're trying to gather our information, because what happens when we have so many people, to Mr. Nice, when we have 25 teachers sitting in a room and saying, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? What buildings do this? What school districts do this? Are they of similar size?
Volunteer to be on this committee?
That we asked the building principals to start a group, right? An organic group from their own buildings to say, who's interested? We have a conversation. There's a lot that goes into even to do that would be a long time away, if you will. It's usually a 1 to 2 year process. So the first tour was about a month ago, 1 tour. We had our second tour last week, and we're just getting information. There were some questions I had today from a principal talking about how many minutes, how does that work? So we're not even in that realm of it yet. Just to get, before I would make a presentation and bring, we recognize you have to bring all stakeholders into this, clearly, but we don't even have, so if everyone's first question is how many minutes, we don't know yet. We don't even know what that would look like. There are a multitude of variations of the drop block and then alternating days and then 5-day schedules, 4-day schedules. It's just so big.
I just think it would be really interesting, like, even to have your thoughts of how many different variables there can be and what would fit us and what you're, hoping to, come back to us with that, if we just had we haven't had, I don't think we've had any committee meetings in a while, and I know I haven't had it, and it's the only committee I want, so I'm thinking, yay. It would be good.
Okay.
Okay, any other new business? Take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion Rubino,
Let's
second
do it.
Staff 2. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?